Good afternoon. We are the fifth team and we're going to present our evidence about manufacturing research. First, we're going to talk about trends.
Well, I'm going to talk about the 3D printing. As you can see, the individuals can have access to a wider variety of products to satisfy their needs with this technology. Those products can be manufactured by with tailor-made technical specifications, allowing the production of unique goods and reducing production and the delivery times. Currently, in our country, the innovation and the design of this technology is limited, since there are only a few companies that have developed 3D printing technologies. Additionally, the diffusion of the economic and technical benefits of this new technology is limited due to an low understanding of its real capacity.
As one of the other trends that is growing really fast in Mexico, we can have robotics. Like in Mexico, robotics has been grown from 4% to 25% in only 10 years. There is a growth interest in prototypes robotic among students, and companies like Festo are meeting the demand in Mexico. Research institutions like IPN and INAUE have robotic lab focus on advanced manufacturing.
About big data analysis, this is one of the trends more demanded on a corporate level, being one of the most important roles in the decision-making process. Likewise, another important function of it is to control and improve the commercial and manufacturing planning, considered as useful way to get a better customer approach.
Another trend is modeling and simulation. In Mexico, there are several organizations dedicated to the subject of modeling and simulation. One of them is CIATEC. The technologies use are FDM, vacuum casting, PFlash 3D, and SLD 3D, and they are to generate precision tools and molds for the transformation and development of products. Another one is Intel Laboratory, located in Guadalajara. Some of their products are the Core i5 processors and the Xenon Phi. The last one is employed by the fastest supercomputer in the world, the Tianhe 2. Another one is the San Miguel Arce Tech Park, which concentrates several specialization areas such as design of equipment and computer fluids dynamics, computer simulation, and high-tech and petroleum gas.
Now we're going to talk about the characteristics of the manufacturing in Mexico. Well, about the analysis of the aerospace in the industry in Mexico, this has presented a solid and constant growth in the past few years, as we can see in the chart A. Another relevant aspect to consider is the evolution of its share in the gross value added, that is called the GVA. In the manufacturing industry, the industry is positioned within the 23 economic activities that contribute between the 0.5% and 0.9% of the GVA.
And now, talking about the analysis of the automotive industry in Mexico, according to INEGI's figures, in 2015, the automotive sector in Mexico contributed with a 29.5% of the total production value of the finished goods. In the manufacturing sector, which presents $107.2 billion. As we can see in the graph at my left, the staff employment of this industry has grown exponentially in the year 2010 and 2015. But also, as this chart only gets to 2015, we can assume that this has grown even more to the current years.
For the gross domestic product and occupation of the chemical industry in Mexico, we have that according to INEGI and NAICS, the chemical industry is integrated by 7 economic activities. In 2015, the chemical industry contributed with 1.8 of the Mexican GDP, along with 10.8% of the GVA of the manufacturing industry. Also, the chemical industry ranked 7th in terms of number of jobs, accounting for 4.3 of the total labor force in the manufacturing employment.
The analysis of the chemical industry in Mexico. The 7 economic activities that integrate the chemical industry are plastics, material, and recycling manufacturing, pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing, pesticide and other agricultural chemical manufacturing, paint and coating manufacturing. Among the economic codes that integrates the chemical industry, the petrochemical manufacturing contributed the greatest percentage to the PBFG in 2015, with followed by the manufacturing of pharmaceutical compositions and the manufacturing of synthetics resins. In contrast, the economic classes with the last contributions were manufacturing of matches, manufacturing of films, plats, and photosensitive papers for photography, as well as the manufacture of synthetic pigments and dyes.
Well, now we're going to talk about the path in Mexico. Well, now talking about the technological innovation and preparation, according to the Manufacturing Competitiveness Index, that is the Deloitte, Mexico ranks in the 13th for 2018. Even though it is a country that produces several manufactured goods and high and medium technology goods, Mexico is not recognized as a leader in innovation. In this GCI pillar, the most notorious deficiencies are in the following subsections, that are the innovation capacity, the research and development, that is the R&D, the company expense, government procurement for acquisition of advanced technology products, and the availability of scientists and engineers. And in terms of technological readiness, that is the ninth pillar of the GCI, Mexico ranks in the 7th. It must be acknowledged that the country recorded a better performance compared to the previous editions. But in that dates were that.
Now, talking about the use of information and communication technology in Mexico, according to EDUIT, currently 55.735 million of Mexicans have used a computer. This represents 46.1% of the total population. The main place of access to computers by users is their home, followed by public sites and workplace. In terms of ICT usage, mobile communication devices like cell phones is the most widely used channel in the country. Approximately 77.711 million people have used them, in addition to only 44.479 million of Mexicans confirm the uses of smartphones.
The 3 more important government initiatives are CIMAT. Some research areas related to Industry 4.0 developed in this research center are focused on robotics and analysis of multidimensional data and pattern recognition. CIATEC. It has the airbag testing laboratory with the main purpose of evaluating security systems in a controlled environment, performing more than 350 tests for the automotive sectors with companies such as Volkswagen, Nissan, Ford, General Motors, Honda, and Mazda. CIDESI, a research center part of CONACYT that provides technological services for the aeronautics and automotive sectors, such as design and building of parts and test bench equipment, and also researches in flexible manufacturing.
According to the data from the Statistical Higher Education Yearbook for school cycle 2014-2015, 987,317 students were enrolled in educational programs related to engineering, manufacturing, and construction on both bachelor's and technical level. The states that reported a higher number of students enrolled In such areas were Mexico City, Estado de Mexico, and Veracruz. The educational areas that were identified with a major affinity towards Industry 4.0 are computer science, mechanical engineering, electronic and automation, physics, mathematics, and statistics. Jointly, these areas recorded a total of 556,696 individuals enrolled during the 2014-2015 scholar cycle.
Now we're going to talk about the roadmap for Industry 4.0. Well, here we can see the roadmap for the Industry 4.0. As we can see, there are some goals for every year, starting in 2016, where it starts developing the first model hub of the strategic projects with the smart specialization that keep making it until 2020, when it starts the second model that was the competitiveness hub. In these years, until the last year, the goal was that Mexico was shown as a leader in talent development for design and engineering. At the same time, in these years, the focus of the projects were in technology as big data, modeling and simulation, among others. And since 2016, the automation, 3D visualization, and modeling, the IoT system architecture, well, among others, no? That focus this in the education. Also, they have worked on other strategic projects like infrastructure creation, prototype manufacturing, services, among others. In the next years, until 2026, 2027, we hope Mexico is recognized as a competitive cluster in collaborative robotics, integrated systems, modeling and simulation, and big data analysis. We hope being in the 5 leading countries in digital solutions and big data analysis for 2030.
Now I'm going to talk about with merging with other strategies, and I'm going to tell them about this. Mexico has a leader in IoT application in Latin America in design, advanced manufacturing, and product development, with a focus on generating new IoT business and services. This is one of the first strategies Mexico is trying to approach, as well as the second one, Mexico among the 5 leading countries in digital solutions and big data analysis by 2025. And also Mexico is recognized as a competitive cluster in collaborative robots, integrating systems, modeling and simulation and big data analysis, as well as Mexico as leader in talent development for design and engineering. And lastly, talent management for all these that has been talked about.
For the analysis of milestones and strategic projects for Industry 4.0, it's important to maintain the I4.0 cluster framework, due that it must be developed in order to support the creation of a hyper-flexible manufacturing operating systems. These clusters should use the current infrastructure and capabilities, as well as the existing projects and collaboration mechanisms, which includes price clubs, supply information systems, shared infrastructure, and technology packages, among others.
For the analysis of strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats, SWOT for Industry 4.0, we have that strengths that the domestic ICT information and communication technology companies have the capabilities and the experience for the development of Industry 4.0. In the weakness, we have the greatest challenge is the promote of fair playing field and technological neutrality between the different players in the market to promote competition and innovation. Likewise, lack of leadership and industry coordination. For the opportunities, Mexico ranked second in Latin America as a FDI destination in ICT projects. The country is recognized as an attractive market to develop IoT and related applications to be used in strategic sectors. The threats are the data protection, corruption, and intellectual property remain as important concerns of companies in Mexico. In addition, other countries with lower product cost.
Well, now our conclusions. I start like according with the investigation and the reading. Mexico have opportunities to grow in many sectors of the industry 4.0. We have to implement new ways of development in every technology trend and try to apply changes based on the statistics we have reviewed.
Now, for my side, thanks for the topics that we have seen. We can see how Mexico is growing in terms of technology and its future plans, such as becoming the leader in IoT country in Latin America and the path it wants to follow to achieve this goal.
In conclusion, I can say that thanks to the evolutive development of the industrial technology sector, it is possible to bring new solutions to industrial problems, easing and revolutionizing the mass production, collaborative work between humans and machines, and also innovating the way that we carry out the daily lives.
Well, I think that thanks to the development of technologies such as artificial intelligence or the Internet of Things, the industry has been able to develop extremely important projects for the evolution of the economy, health, and quality of life of people, which is why it is necessary to continue updating of knowledge.